Well, the greatest thing, I've never met an alumni base that loves their school more than SMU. So there's a lot of energy in Dallas around the SMU community. It's great.
All I know is, listen, if you didn't take SMU, things would have been a lot quieter last offseason. So I blame you for ruining my offseason. You go, you leave USC, then Musk goes, then Cal goes to Arkansas, then Pope goes to it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind. We didn't see it coming, though. Did you at all kind of see this coming? Obviously, even Rob Lanier getting let go. That wasn't something that all of us saw coming. I think we thought you'd be at USC for maybe not ever, but for a lot longer.
Well, spent 11 years at USC. Loved the school, the community. We had great players. I had a tremendous coaching staff, so was not looking to leave. Had 4 years left on my contract. So it was not a situation where I gave any thought about it. It just came out of nowhere, and we just started talking, and that's where it ended up, me being at SMU. And then, of course, what you said, Jeff, with the domino effect in the coaching industry.
A place that's eager for a winner, a place that's happy to be in the Atlantic Coast. I look at your roster, and I'm a big puzzle piece guy. I say this to these guys all the time.
Here we go, Andy. Here we go.
I love the pieces that you put together. Boopie Miller at the point, Johan Traore, who I thought at Auburn struggled to get going, but a super talented young man. Cario Quindo, who's a bucket. Tibet Gorner, who can really shoot and space the floor at 6'9". For you, and I ask coaches this all the time, I've just never sat and talked to you, is it more of I'm just going to get all the best players I can, or is it more so, well, this guy can fit with this guy can fit with that guy, and that's just kind of a byproduct, just happens that way? Or is that kind of an emphasis for you and your staff?
Well, I think recruiting evaluation's key,
Sure.
And then putting the pieces together, as you just indicated. I thought our staff did a good job of looking for pieces that would complement each other instead of going to get two players that were similar. In today's NIL budget and market, you only have a certain amount of money to spend as far as offering the collective offering players to play basketball
Unless
for your
you're
schools.
Arkansas.
No comment on that. But we have we try to get players that complement each other, and I thought we really like our roster.
Yeah. Boopie Miller, he's coming in. He's going to play the point for you. He has ACC experience as a coach, stepping into a new program with 10 new players, heading into a new league. It's not necessarily new for you, but it's been a while since you've been in the ACC. SMU is going to be new to the ACC. How important is it to kind of have the head of the snake, have experience in this conference?
Well, Boopie Miller is an outstanding basketball player, and he's a great leader.
That probably matters more, huh?
Well, we were not recruiting a guard in the month of April. We had a guard leave. Our leading scorer from last season left 3 weeks into April and woke up one morning and said, wow, we need a point guard. And the Boopie Miller recruitment was very quick. He came down for a visit, loved the opportunity that we had for him. We loved him and his family, and it was done pretty quickly. So to have an experienced guy in the league that we're moving to at SMU, to have a guy like Boopie is very important for us.
Are you used to saying Boopie yet? Are you ready for that?
I went from Boogie to Boopie, so I'm pretty used to it.
Andy, have you faced Leonard Hamilton before?
That's a great question. I have never faced him in a game since I left. At Florida Gulf Coast, never played, and then at USC, never played. So our last game of the season's in Tallahassee. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
really, along those lines. Like I look at your coaching journey, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics. You're on staff with those teams from between '94 and 2000. What were those NBA chapters like for you, and how much did you find them to be beneficial to your whole coaching journey as a whole?
Well, I broke in as a shooting coach, player development coach, then became an assistant coach, and more into the X's and O's as I got through the later with the Celtics. And so working for Mike Dunleavy and the Milwaukee Bucks, he's a tremendous X and O guy, and to see him draw up plays into timeouts and put plays in practice, and then with Rick Pitino with the Boston Celtics, everybody knows how great a coach he is, and to have that experience with two Hall of Fame type coaches with that in the NBA at a young age was extremely valuable to me, to see all aspects of the game of basketball.
When you were working with Patino, what time did you get into work?
I beat him in the office every day. I make sure
Smart move. Means you didn't have to get in the treadmill either. You're thin, right? You didn't have to worry about that.
There were a few guys in the treadmill when I showed up every morning.
I'm sure there were. I'm sure Chris Wallace was probably on the treadmill.
Yeah, he was.
Right?
I love Chris.
Your freshman big from Turkey. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. You can do that for me. 7'2", 250, 260. How good and what will his impact, do you think, be?
Well, his name is Samet Yugatuglu, and he's a terrific player. He's about 7'1.5", 7'2", I guess what kind of Nikes he wears, but 265 pounds, has great hands, great feet, low post moves, and very good touch. So we're really thrilled with his quick development. He's only been here since late in August, and we expect big things from him.
You think he'll start?
Well, if you project it, probably, but we don't promise starting spots, but he certainly is playing very well right now.
Coach, I've been battling these knuckleheads for the better part of 2 years about this conference. You guys are new to the league. What do you look forward to, and what are some of the challenges of playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference?
Well, I was an assistant coach for Coach Ham at Florida State for 5 years, so I have some familiarity with the ACC. Now, some new teams have joined, including SMU, Stanford, Cal, but I just played Cal and Stanford in the Pac-12 for 11 years. And, of course, Syracuse has joined since I was in there. And so I think at the Power Conference, every road game is going to be a challenge.
Sure.
I really like the fact that we're accessible in the city of Dallas to everywhere in the league within a 2-hour flight, maybe with the exception of Boston College or when we go out west to Cal and Stanford. But we love our location. We love the conference, and we're just looking forward to the competition.
Andy, we have a special guest question coming in here from Randolph
Andy,
Childress.
I'm just apologizing for you having to deal with these guys. I do have a question for you, though. How you guys, have you done anything to manage your travel for this league? I mean, everybody, you're obviously in Texas, and you go to Cali, you come east. Is there anything special you guys are doing to kind of help your players adjust to the different time zones?
Well, we've experienced, Randolph, because in the Pac-12, we used to play 2 road games at the same time, right. So meaning on the same trip. So it's a little challenging when you leave and then you get the day before. Your trips become 4 days or 5 days at some point. And so we have a system that we do with our players to try to alleviate the stress on their legs, and then when we get to a city, to try to get in early enough to have a good dinner and get some sleep. But it is challenging when you start to travel over and over again. But I think the ACC travel is much more manageable than people think, with the exception of those things I just mentioned.
Andy, you said you kind of broke into NBA coaching as a shooting coach. We know that you consider yourself a great shooter. We have 2 guys here that like to argue about who the best shooter on the field
like my
is. If all 3 of you guys, we got you out there right now, right? 3 threes from 5 different spots. Who's winning that?
Oh, I can say this watch came from the NBA shooting contest with the players, so I never shy away from my range has decreased over the years as I get older, but from the foul line, I'll take myself. These guys.
We're talking threes, Coach. This is 2024. I've seen your teams play. You shoot the 3, baby. We ain't shooting free throws. We shoot threes.
All right, I got to give you that one.
I never went inside the 3 line anyway, so that wouldn't be beneficial.
Hold on, Dagan. Can you go to this cam again real quick? Hold up that watch again for him, Coach. Let him see it. Let him know. Yeah, there you go.
Andy, one guy that, and I'm going to try it here, Samet Yugatuglu.
Yeah,
we did,
yeah.
I know. One guy that does not have as hard of a name to pronounce.
Go ahead.
Is a guy by the name of Matt Cross. And
a masshole.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yes.
He comes from UMass.
Tough kid.
He's on his 4th school, but you said over the summer how much the experience piece is helping your team. What's Matt Cross going to be at SMU?
Well, Matt has ACC experience at Louisville and Miami prior to UMass. He averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds last year, first-team All-Atlantic 10. So he is a tough competitor. He's 6'7", about 240 pounds, very physical. And so we have versatility. He gives us versatility to play big or small. We can start him on the wing or put him down at that face-up 4. And he gives us great versatility because he can shoot the ball from the outside and also take it in the post.
You know what else he can do, Andy? He can drive a bus.
Matt can?
Yeah, ask Rob.
Yeah,
You got to tell me that story.
He told us the story about how he was in high school, and They were getting ready to go to a practice gym, and he decided that he was going to go on there. And while the bus driver was not in the bus, he was going to go take the team bus and drive it on down to the practice facility himself. But the kicker is he didn't have a driver's license at that point. So
He basically stole the bus.
That
He
sounds
stole a
like
bus.
I was about to say that sounds like theft.
Are you guys missing any team buses or anything right now?
Well, no, Matt, that doesn't surprise me.
Why SMU?
Man, just family oriented, man. I just felt like me going down there in Dallas. Coach talked to me about playing on the team, the players I had, and I felt like I had a chance to come on this team and lead and come hard in the ACC and win.
You know what it was too? Ask him for a picture of his car, his new
Oh,
car.
I know the
Benz?
account, the bank account was.
Oh, yeah, right?
Nah, that's my dad car. That's my dad car.
Last car, that
That's my
thing
dad
is-
car.
Man, I want one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
What was that decision like, though? Was it difficult? Because, again, you had come from mid-major a couple of years.
Right.
You had a great year last year at
Appreciate
Wake.
that.
Almost got to the tournament. And I think it surprised a lot of people that you left.
Yeah, I felt like last year in the ACC, I really didn't show like my full capability, and I felt like, when I'm doubted and my back against the wall, I feel like I can come harder and show the world what I really can do. So me coming to SMU, I feel like that was my chance to do that.
Chuck Harris, it's good to see you again. Remember talking with you early in your career when you led your Butler Bulldogs at the time past Villanova, Hinkle Fieldhouse. Now year 2 for you at SMU, year 5 of college basketball.
Yep.
You're an old dude now.
You're an old dude.
Old head.
What is the mindset, and how much is it on your mind to dance, to make that big dance?
That's all it is about. That's all it's about this year. Honestly, is that I've never been there. Been trying to get it done for 5 years now, coming up, and that's the ultimate goal. That's all we all got our eyes set on this year.
How's the adjustment been for you? Because third coach, 3 seasons,
Right.
come in, you have a good year last year,
Yeah.
a little over 13 points a game. How's it been for you with Andy Enfield, his staff, all the new players? What have you worked on with your game, and how has that adjustment been to this new staff once again?
Yeah, right. I mean, going through it one time, it was you kind of know what to expect at this point.
Sure.
And then just talking with Andy, we kind of just sat down about everything, and I trusted his plan for me for my last year in college basketball, and he told me about guys like Boopie and other guys he was looking to recruit and bring in for me. So just talking to him, I trusted him. I felt very confident in his plan, and then again, I think this is the best opportunity for me to reach March Madness and finally get to dance for the first time. So that was all.
I hear a lot about the pace of play that you guys are going to play at this year. That it's going to be different and it's going to surprise a lot of people. And I think that actually suits you two guys. Would you guys elaborate a little bit more about how you feel this style of play? I think will catch people by surprise, let alone 2 experienced guards like yourself.
Definitely, the guards that he had, they definitely play at a very fast pace. But in practice, if we don't get the ball up the floor in 7 seconds, he'll turn it over. Like, me and Chuck will get mad at that every time. So that's what we've been working on in practice, and he can elaborate a little bit more about it.
Yeah, just we're a fast scoring team. We got a lot of dynamic guards, especially and forwards. So just playing at a very fast pace that people really can't prepare for is really our main objective for the season. And just high possession game, high opportunities for us to get a lot of points on the board.
Obviously, you have familiarity with this. I'd love to hear from you, though, knowing that in this final college season, you're going to go up against the likes of Duke, Carolina, Louisville, who's been down recently, but it's a big brand, Syracuse, Wake Forest. We can go right to Virginia.
Yeah.
What's that mean, and how much is it a thought that, hey, we're going into a new league? This is SMU's first impression in the ACC. How much do you guys want to show people a thing or two about SMU basketball and be a part of some history of your own?
I feel like a lot of guys on the team have played at the high major level, whether that's from transferring from other, Boopie coming from Wake Forest, or like Matt Cross coming from Boston College. We've all kind of been in the high major area, so just a chance to like put our name on the map. SMU is a force to be reckoned with. Is really all our goals. And it's exciting, man, playing against the best competition, going into some of the most well-known, arenas in college basketball. It's fun and exciting.
Hey, when you go back, you got to ask Matt Cross about the story of when he stole a bus.
Oh,
He didn't really steal.
Oh,
He didn't really steal. But he didn't have his license. It was back in prep school. What?
It sounded like
Borrowed a
Okay,
bus.
well, borrowed,
He
it's
wa- he-
borderline.
He was back in prep school, and the team bus was just kind of sitting there, and he just got in and Like drove it down the road.
It sounds
or
like stole a
something.
bus.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds like stole.
I gotta ask him about
But
that.
we're not going to accuse
hear
him
about
of
that
stealing the bus. He was just borrowing the bus.
Okay,
But he didn't
okay.
have his license. Just got in there. So if you ever need a bus driver, Matt Cross is your guy.
All right, bet.
He's driving the SMU bus
What,
this
hey,
year.
what was it like, Chuck, when – because I don't think a lot of people were prepared for the coaching change. I don't think people thought Rob Lanier was going to be fired after doing what he did last year.
Right.
What was your first reaction to that? And that had to be a whirlwind for you because, as Fan has said, like, hey, you just got there, had a good year, probably felt like, hey, I'm going to play for this dude until I'm done.
Right. Crazy ain't even a word. I think we had just lost to Indiana State in our NIT game, and as soon as the bus got back to campus, about 45 minutes, an hour later, they was calling us to the locker room. The guys kind of knew what was going to happen, but just being in that circle when he broke the news, it was definitely a sad moment for all of us. That team we had was definitely a very close knit, even though it had only been for 1 year span. But I've been through it before with a coaching change, and I understand that college basketball is a business. So, I mean, he just told us, like, obviously do what's best for y'all and however y'all feel y'all need to do for better y'all careers. And we kind of all just brought it in and embraced each other for that. But it was definitely a tough moment.
Did you think you were gone? At that moment where you're like, hey, I'm out of here, and it took a meeting with Enfield to kind of get it back on track?
Yeah, I mean, I was in kind of a tough spot because, graduating was also kind of a priority for me, and I already lost a lot of credits from my first transfer. So I was in a tough spot, but, I mean, me and my family were just ultimately trying to look for the best decision. So, yeah, we was exploring that option, but after sitting down talking with Andy and, talking with him, I decided it was best for me to just stay.
It's good to hear that the degree still matters.
I
fellas.
know. I like that.
It's nice to
You don't
hear
that
that.
very often.
We don't
do you?
hear it as often as we used to. It's a big thing.
What are you studying?
I'm in sports marketing.
You didn't want to have to do a 6 year?
Yeah, nah. I mean, I've been in college for 5 years, so at least I can get as a degree, right?
Yeah, right. You might as well. You stayed long enough.
Yeah,
You pull the Van Wilder plan. You guys don't know that movie. Anyway, showing my age a little bit. 7 transfers, 2 freshmen. Well, this is for both of you guys. Who stood out? I mean, a lot of different pieces coming from a lot of different places. Who stood out to you?
And you got to pick one
You got to
person.
pick one guy.
Got to pick one person.
We'll let you go first. Who stood out?
You gotta pick one person.
Yes,
Huh?
have to pick one.
I would say Matt Cross. That's what I would say. Very seasoned. He been in college for a while too, 5th year too. He know how to lead. He know how to talk to guys. Off the court we can talk to him too as well. He goes hard. He know how to rebound, post up, knock down shots. I've been getting on him a lot about shooting the ball more, but he's very confident. You can just tell he knows the game a lot. So that's who I'll pick, Matt Cross.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Boopie.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
He's right there.
Good answer.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I'll probably go with Boopie. Just honestly, I knew about him from his past at Wake Forest, and then just seeing him every day in practice, seeing how he can, change a game with his ability is like, I don't think I've ever played with a guard like, as high level profile as him. So that's definitely exciting for.
Yeah, I love that you talked about it because I have one question for you. You transferred once before, go to Wake. Now you transfer within conference. Have you thought at all, like, what's that going to be like when Randolph's glaring at you as you come out?
Oh, that's my next question to him.
How's
Like,
that
hey,
gonna be?
that's already circled on my calendar, so
like-
I know you had it circled.
What's that thought? I mean, playing against the place you were living at last year. I mean, there's a lot more into it. Have you
It's
thought about
definitely. I thought about it definitely a lot of times. My family members bring it up, but I just focus on like getting better day by day with my team. I know we play Wake Forest at the end of the season, so I'm just working on like getting better day by day. Just keep working on the negative that I got in my game. My like turnover to assist ratio, stuff like that. So just watching film, getting better that day. But it's definitely going to be a great game. I've been talking to Hunter and Efton a lot. I still talk to those guys. So it's going to be fun when that game comes.
I can give you the date if you want it. No, just being honest.
You ready for that game?
Yeah.
Fellas, we have breaking news.
We do. I just got a text from a former coach of yours who I look for dirt on guys a little bit, some fun stuff. And,
Okay.
And Laval said that you are a complete mama's boy, and that mom had to come to campus all the time to cook you food. True?
Not true, but
Not
she just
true.
not true about the food, but definitely I definitely.
She's
am a
welcome
mama.
if she does want to.
Definitely a mama's boy. For
Yeah.
sure. He's right about that. Yeah.
Even still, 5 years in,
yeah.
hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, that's my road dog. That's my twin. Yeah, I'm definitely a mama's boy for sure.